Friends, hello, welcome back. We have entered the NHL 23 season. It has been a while since we did some NHL 23, but we are back. The game is back. The season's back. Hang on a second. Who's played? Somebody had to play besides the international games. Because I remember distinctly. So hockey started last night then. See, I went to bed really early last night. Fun story. No, it starts today. It starts today. This is how you start a hockey video off. You don't even know when the NHL season starts. This is great, guys. This is great. 10 of 10. This is where you ask for the thumbs up, the subscribe. And I hope you guys didn't hear like the first 30 seconds of this video with my lack of knowing when the season starts. It really doesn't have a start date, in all fairness, if you understand. You know what I mean? Where there's not a distinct start date. It's just because every team starts in different places or whatever. I think some teams don't even start playing until Saturday. Anyway, Clayton Keller, Nick Schmaltz, and so forth. But I knew it bothered me because I knew that the season started the same time the game came out. I think it's such a great market. That was my bad. I think it's such a great strategy as far as game sales, getting people to play the game and stuff, to actually have the game come out before the season starts, because everybody's hyped to play the game, hyped for the season a couple weeks beforehand. And ever since the pandemic or whatever, EA kind of pushed it back a month and it never got back to September. And I just really need something to play in September, and I love me some hockey. So if they could release the game in September again, a little bit biased, that'd be great. If not, we're here. We're ready to play. It's not a big deal. Taking a look at some overalls. Pavel Zacha is an 83 overall over the Boston Red Sox. Good for him. Nick Foligno, 79. Foligno's only 34. I didn't know that. Good for Nick. I feel like he's so old since he was last the Blue Jacket. I guess not. Pasternak, Martian, I like it. 91 for 89 from McAvoy. Bergeron just doing Bergeron-like things. What a guy. Signing that low contract to stay over there in Boston. We got Rasmus Dahlin, the 88 overall. Tage Thompson, 86. How'd Tage Thompson do last season? I had a good year. 68 points, 38 goals. Good for Tage. Been waiting for that guy to take off over there in Buffalo ever since that Ryan O'Reilly trade. Tuck, Skinner, Olofsson, 84 for Olofsson. That's my guy. How'd he look last season? Before we speak too much. Okay, 49 points. All right. I give it to you, EA. Well, I'll allow that. I was going to be a little bit upset when I seen it overall, but he did have a down year last year. That's all right. That's acceptable. It's acceptable. We'll take it. Lyubushkin. I love the name. I do. Krebs Samuelson down there at a 77. We got Jack Quinn. How is Jack Quinn? Did he play? Did he get any games in last season? Yeah, 2. Okay, he did play a little bit. As I said, I didn't think he did. All right. 1 goal, 1 assist. A 2-point per game player. EA dropping him at the 76. That was actually 1 point, Quinn, right? Yeah, 1? Yeah, that was 1 point per. No, yeah, that was right. 1 point per game. Olofsson, no, holding it down. We got Huberto, the 92. He got the upgrade this year, right? He was a 91 going into last season, if I'm not mistaken. It took Huberto quite some time to get that rating up there. 94, 94, 95 passing, 95 puck control. Pretty nice looking card he's got this season, if I do say so myself. Elias Lindholm up to the 89. Kadri over there in Calgary, the 88. The change up in Calgary was impressive. What a mix-up, if you will, for the Calgary Flames during this offseason. It was quite the roller coaster if you're a fan of the team. Watching these guys drop control, it's like, okay, where are we going? Then you bring in Huberto, then you bring in Kadri, and you bring in Weegar, and you're like, ooh, we're going in a pretty good direction here. Anderson, Manjapang, how did he do overall-wise? 85. I was trying to think what he did. I knew he had a great season last year. I was trying to think of what his overall was, though. Still 26, and he's played how many games in his career, or seasons? 4. That's why had those slower seasons. That's why you're going to see the lower overall for him this year. Again, he did cool up a little bit later in the season, but still 35 goals, not an easy task to accomplish in the NHL. So if we're wondering why the overall for him is lower, that's predominantly why there. When you have those lower scoring seasons, 3 straight, he's 26. You're not going to get too high of an overall from EA. You got to do it consistently for a few years. Toffoli's up in there. Hannafin with the 85. Pretty solid team for the Calgary Flames this season, really. Going down to the wrong direction here. Carolina, Aho, 89. Svechnikov, 88. We got Jacob Slavin with the 87. Teravainen, 87. Pacioretty over there. Brent Burns still holds an 86 in this game. That's not bad. Brent Burns at 37. We're seeing some new pictures of these guys this season. Brent Burns with the buzz cut action going on this season. Not on the beard, though, clearly. There's nothing being cut off over there. Nature's 85. Kotka's up there at the 83. Not bad, not bad. Martinook, 87. Why? They changed it this year, didn't they? Somebody correct me here. Did they change it? Was it right trigger for the teams last season and left trigger for the position? Because we keep hitting right trigger and it's not going where we expect. Unless that's a franchise thing. Patrick Kane got the 93 this year. That ain't bad. Seth Jones, 86. I swear, that has to be. Did they change it? Did they flip it? It might be a franchise thing. We're in rosters. I swear we always hit the right trigger to switch teams. Might be wrong. Downtown Connor Murphy with the 81. Atencio, 81 as well. Reichel, Lucas Reichel, 79 so far. Not too bad. Vlasic down there at the 77. Reese Johnson. I like that name, Reese Johnson. He looks a little bit, hang on a second. Now hear me out. I'm really bad with comparisons. But I kind of see a little Zach Werenski in him. A little bit. You see it? Like without the, maybe even with the mustache. The hair is a little long. Yeah? Am I crazy? A little bit. Look at those overalls. 94 McKinnon, 94 Makar. Forgot, we see the higher overalls this year in some of these top tier guys. Seen from a defensive standpoint. I remember the last time I seen a 94 overall defenseman. But if there's a guy that deserves it, it's a guy by the name of Cale Makar, and the way he played last season was just phenomenal. Love seeing that young defenseman get that kind of rating there. Johnny Gaudreau, Blue Jacket legend now, 90 overall. Werenski, Line with the 87s. Voracek still solid for the Blue Jackets. Ross is like, where's my man? Where is he? Kent Johnson, 79. That's all right. That's all right. Call it a challenge. That's not bad for 9 games last year. You just wait, EA. You're going to be right up there, right around, being modest, right around Nathan McKinnon range. Just wait for it. Heiskanen, Robertson, Pavelski up there, 87 pluses for the Dallas Stars. Dallas, a team that'll be interesting in as well. Tyler Seguin still getting a very generous overall at 86. I am the biggest Tyler Seguin fanboy that there is. Favorite player, not a Blue Jacket, but man, did he struggle? Look at that. Look at that. Minus 21 last season. Man, I hope he turns it around. He's only 30. Plenty of time to turn it around. And you wonder that with Tyler Seguin, if he plays like Tyler Seguin did 4 or 5 years ago, with the way this, Robertson came up and the rest of these guys in this team, you wonder what they would have done last season. Dylan Larkin with the 89. Moritz Seider. I do wonder where they was going to put him, the 87. We're seeing out the young guys that play a year, even with some of the best like Seider. I think he played 49 games this season before. I know he did. That's a lie. AHL. Got to pay attention. I was going to say, I didn't think he did. I was checking it. I was like, no, rookie, right? I was right. Had it right. All right, Bertuzzi, 86. Perron, 86. Andrew Kopp holding it down. Lucas Raymond. All right, we'll see where Raymond goes. 84 right now. Had a really good rookie season. He had, 23 points, 34 goals. We can look straight up. Minus 32, not the hottest, but it is what it is. Young player. He's going to figure it out. Suter up there. Pius Suter, 82. Sherratt, Sundquist, not bad. And Ernie, 78. Smith, 77. That's not Geno Smith. Seattle Seahawks legend. Connor McDavid, 95. That's what I was thinking. I wanted to make sure. We wanted to verify it. I thought that was the ratings when we seen it before from the tweet posts. McDavid's a 95. Normally, you don't see that big of a gap between McDavid to the next guy. I think, or you don't see that small of a gap, a 95 to 94. We are seeing that this year. And even more so, we're seeing the Draisaitl gap. We're seeing Draisaitl below Rantanen, or not Rantanen, below McKinnon, but below Makar this season. That's an interesting one as well there. I believe he was higher than him, right? I think he was higher than him last season, or he was tied with him. It might have been the same as McKinnon, definitely higher than Makar. But those are really good players. Very justifiable to have them above Leon Draisaitl. 92 Barkov, 90 Kachuk, 89 for Ekblad. Reinhardt, did Reinhardt get the upgrade? I want to say he was an 85 last year. I want to say that was a thing. Is that Mark? Mark Stahl still in the league? Good for him. 35 years young, 79 overall there for the Florida Panthers. Kopitar down to the 89. Doughty's still at 89. Doughty had a better year last year, right? If I ain't mistaken, he played pretty solid. It was a couple really bad years for Doughty. He was still holding that high overall. I know there was some very upset NHL fans when they seen his rating last year entering the game. Denault up there, Fiala, not too bad as well. Edler is still trucking along there, the 82 overall. Going down to the Minnesota Wild. Kaprizov, wanted to see how this quote-unquote young phenom was going to be this season. We say young because he came over, obviously. He's only 25. He's just young as far as NHL playing years are concerned. He's got, 2 now? Yeah, 2 games, 108 points though last season, 47 goals. What a season he had for the Minnesota Wild. Patan, Suster, I love it. I like the name. We will go back to the goaltenders, by the way. I know we are skipping through them right now. We'll go back to the goals. It's a lot easier than flipping back and forth. Hopefully it condenses the video a little bit this way. Suzuki, Cole Caulfield. I want to see what this guy can do. He was the goal scorer of that duo back in the day. Montreal looking good. Roman Josi, he's the 93. Roman Josi got a big upgrade on defense. Now, what did Roman do last year? Oh, do it. Man, it was just shy of 100 points last season. He just quietly nearly dropped 100 points. You didn't hear as much about Josi last season. What a season. Forsberg up there, Duchesne up there. I feel like we're seeing some higher overalls in general this year, I want to say, which I like. I really would like to see like McDavid be a 99. I'd like to see the second guy's 98, 97. That's always been our personal theory. If you're rating a game from worst player to best player, 99 is the best player. McDavid should be a 99. But I think we're still seeing a little bit more separation here, which I do like. As far as at least top tier guys, there's more higher end. And there's not as many just throw them in the middle of the pack like 87, 88. Dougie Hamilton, 88. Jack Hughes, 87. Jesper Bratt, not bad. Nico doing pretty good. Damon Severson still has the 85 overall. Ryan Graves with the 83. Mickey McLeod down there, 80 for the New Jersey Devils. Islanders, Barzell, 88. Palesh, 87. Polak, 87. Team with a really solid defense year in and year out. And once again, EA's rewarding them with the middle of the pack. They ain't flashy defensemen, and that's why. But they're still really good in their own end. They're still really good players, and that's why you see EA kind of doing that, again, above average rating. Panair, 92. Adam Fox, 90. Even though, again, we don't want to make sure we're getting this proper, saying this right. Not trying to take any shots at any player in the Islanders or defenseman like that. It's just from a video game standpoint, at least from an NHL game standpoint, there's a lot of offensive stats that matter. So if you're lacking in offensive categories, it's going to hurt your overall a lot. So when you can still have that above average overall, it says a lot about how good they are from a defensive standpoint, where they can get other stats, other ratings to really help them out. So good for those guys. Really, just Philadelphia. Couturier, 88. Ellis, 86. Samheim, 85. Provorov does the 85 after that season last season. Again, they don't drop them too quickly. EA does. I mean, 85 is still a downgrade for Provorov. I think he had an 87, but they don't go like, oh, yeah, we're in really bad season. They don't hit you with an 80 overall. They're going to give him a chance to bounce back. Hopefully, Provorov does bounce back for the sake of the Flyers. Crosby, the 93. Malkin, 90. Letang, 88. Letang has been an 88, I want to say, for like his entire life. I don't remember the last time Letang was in an 88. But that's good. If you're a Penguins fan, you're like, if I can get consistency out of our number one, why not? San Jose, Timo Meier, 87. Hurdle, 87. Erik Karlsson had a solid season, 86. Logan Couture, pretty good there. Barabanov. I was going to say Barbashev. I was like, wait a minute. That's not right. Barabanov holding it down over there. Merkley, 73. Now, what did Merkley do last season? 6 assists. Why am I thinking of him? Was he part of a trade? Who did traded for Ryan? I know I heard this somewhere. Was it the Devils? Jeffrey Beal. Oliver Yorkstrand, best player on the Seattle Kraken. Kraken's still trying to figure things out here, second year. They didn't quite see that success the Golden Knights did out of the gate, but there's plenty of time. Give them time. This is how an expansion team typically works. They struggle really bad early. It's just, when you see what the Vegas Golden Knights did, that was impressive. It really was. Seattle's going to have their time, though. They're going to figure it out. They'll be a good team down the road. They just, again, it's the life cycle of being an expansion team. They'll get it together. Tampa Bay, here we go. Let's take a look at a very loaded Lightning team. Victor Hedman, 93. Kucherov, 92. Stamkos, 90. Point, 89. Kolorin, 85. Sergachev, 85. Wanted to see how the depth looked this year. Still pretty solid. Cernak, 84. Hago, Cirelli, both 84s as well. Colton, 81. Paul, 81. Nemestikov, 81. We'll see how these guys do. Auston Matthews got the 94. I was waiting. The anticipation was killing me. In the back of my head, I see 94s earlier. I was like, they had to give it to Auston Matthews, right? What a season this guy had. 60 Genos last season. Marner, 90. John Tavares, seen one of his lower overalls in quite some time. Struggled last season a little bit. I mean, not horrible by any stretch of the imagination, but a high goals or a high point league it was these last couple seasons. And he was just under a point per game. Hang on a second. Was it 76? Yeah, just under a point per game, -8. Sees his overall go down a little bit. Nylander with the 87. Giordano, 84. Muzzin. Again, the defense is the question over here. Again, it's not horrible. It looks like they got some depth from a rating standpoint here. Morgan Riley, the 88. Forgot about him. Almost glossed over him. JT Miller, 88. Quinn Hughes, 87. Pedersen. Wondering what this young core does. Pedersen's still the 87. Pedersen had a 60. They did have a bit of a down season last year. 68 points out of him. Quinn Hughes, though, absolute unit out there. 66 points. Pretty solid season there. We'll see if he builds off that this season. You would expect it. These Hughes brothers are quite the group of players. Vegas, Pietrangelo, 88. Stone, 80 or 89. Stone, 89 again. Eichel has the 89 this season. Pretty solid. Again, another solid core. You want to see what these guys can do. They got some defensemen. They got some center. They got some guys in the middle. They got everything you could possibly want. Who's a net for Vegas? Robin Lehner. I was trying to see if it rang a bell there. Robin Lehner, again, I think they're going to be another good year out of the Vegas Golden Knights. Obi with the 92. Seen his overall go down a bit. 50 Genos again. 40 assists. Interesting. 90.77. Interesting to see his overall. It didn't go down, I guess. It just didn't go up. There was some more guys. Again, last year we didn't see a lot of 93s or 94s. This year it was McDavid, big gap, 92s, 91s. This year we're seeing more. So Obi's overall, it didn't change, which makes a lot of sense because he's still the same player he was last season, still a goal-scoring machine. So I get it. That makes sense out of Ovechkin. It was just interesting to see other guys elevate. Obi stayed about the same there. Winnipeg, Kyle Connor, 90 points. Scheifele, 89. Wheeler, 87. Morrissey up there as well. Pierre-Luc Dubois, former Blue Jacket legend. Baron Toninato with the 76. And that is it. Let's go to the goaltenders here real quickly. John Gibson, still the 90. How did Gibson, did he bounce back last season? No. 903 and 319. I was wondering. That's a really high overall for Gibson. This is a heck of a goalie. You wonder how the team plays around him, how he does, if they improve. John Gibson could be the guy. 83 over there for the Arizona Coyotes. You guys like that? We just kind of glossed over the fact that there was no chance I was properly pronouncing that name. Swayman, that's my guy. I picked him up in fantasy. Got a lot of high expectations. Oh, Mark, you're going to take a back seat. You're 29. I think you can do a really good job of filling that mentor role. I know Boston's thinking, like, let's try to split it 50-50, but I'm thinking, for the sake of my fantasy team, maybe a little mentor role, like you play, I don't know, 20, 25 games this year, and Swayman does the rest. That'd be great. Think about it. You're 29, but, good friend here. Help a buddy out. Markstrom with the 90, big upgrade for Markstrom. Anderson, 89, still solid over there. Mrazek, 81, Stalock, 75. Georgiev, 84. Calgary, or Colorado, once again, they like those middle to below middle tier goals. I don't want to say below middle tier. I want to call them average with above average potential goaltenders. Columbus, Merzlikins with the 85. Ottinger with the 86 for Dallas. 80 for backup goalie was who? Wedgwood, 82. I thought I'd seen an 85 there for a second. We was looking at Husso over there on the Detroit Red Wings is what it was. Campbell, 86. How is he going to do on Edmonton? Edmonton, every year it feels like a goalie revolving door. Jack Campbell, can he be the answer? Will Edmonton have a goaltender locked down back there for a while that they can trust? Cal Pedersen with the 84, 87 for Fleury. What was quick? 83. Okay, so Pedersen's barely got him beat out. Jake Allen, 83. Carey Price, 70. Good for Carey Price. Soros, 89. We got Blackwood, 85. Vanek, 85. Bernier, 82 goalies over there out the rear end for the Devils. Sorokin, Varlamov. That's going to be, again, another interesting goaltending duo over there in the Islanders. It seems like they always produce good defensive play, good goaltending numbers as well. And we're probably going to see that again this season. Sjorkin with the 92. 81 for Halak. You got Talbot with the 84. Kardar Hart with the 85. Yari, 87. Kuokkanen, 85. Reimer right behind him with the 84. Reimer's been pretty solid across the board. Grubauer at the 83. Drieger, 82. We're seeing Binnington down to the 85. I think he's seen a slight downgrade. Vasilevsky at the 94. Again, the overalls slight ticks up this year. Vasilevsky was a 92 or 93 last season. 94 now, though. I like it. I like seeing these higher overall guys, especially for different positions, like defenseman, like goaltender. They're pretty much saying with the 94, you're still not McDavid, but you're the best at your proper, your position. But even then, you're still not McDavid, so they give you like one less overall point. I get that. I like that. Because you still want the best player on the planet to be the best player on the planet. So I like what they're doing there. Demko, 89. Robin Lehner, 86. Kemper, 86 over there for Washington. We'll see how that's going to go for Washington this season. Hellebuck with the 89. And that is going to wrap things up for the ratings for NHL 23. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. Do you agree? Disagree? Is there some names that stick out there? You're like, why is this guy so high? Or why is he so loved? Love to hear you guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.